So we're picking up to the end of the last chapter here. We're seeing Asa and Yoru walking around in some dark alleyway at night, and I know this was relatively a short chapter, but I'm really liking the attention this chapter is giving to the actual relationship between Asa and Yoru, especially to what we're hearing from Yoru this chapter. Because ever since we saw her introduced, Yoru had made it very clear to Asa that she was always the one with the advantage over her, so it's kinda surprising now to see her try to negotiate with Asa on what to do about Yuko. And I guess negotiate is probably the wrong word here, but you can notice she gives Asa the chance to offer some kind of resolution to what Yuko had said she was going to do in the last chapter. And this is when Asa is venting to her about all of this and says that she has to stop Yuko, and then Yoru just asks her how she intends to do that, and then Asa just says that she'll try to talk her out of it. But the bigger point that Yoru is making here by asking her these questions is that Asa just straight up doesn't know what the best course of action is. All she knows is that she needs to stop Yuko, but more importantly, Yoru is honestly willing to hear what she has to say, which is very interesting given that it looks like she had already decided on what she was going to do in the first place. And I'm referring to when she says, "You aren't talking Yuko out of anything. We'll kill her at school tomorrow. Our goal is to defeat Chainsaw Man. He might show himself if we fight Yuko's devil transformation at school, and if he doesn't, hunting her will get us into the Devil Hunter Club. Besides, we can't let a human know about me and live, now can we? I'm staying in control until Yuko is dead." And from what we were shown, Asa doesn't try to argue or disagree against this at all, and that could also be because she probably knows just as much as us how far gone Yuko is, right? I mean, we even see a panel of Yuko burning the dead man's body in her backyard that she said she killed in the last chapter, so you can see she's already crossed the point of no return. And we should also remember that one of the things Yuko and Asa have in common is a strong sense of justice, irrespective to how different they are. So I would imagine Asa believes there needs to be something done not only to save the lives of her classmates, but some kind of punishment that's deserving to Yuko for having killed her neighbor. And that could be why Yoru repeats herself twice when she mentions that she's going to kill Yuko, because she knows it's something that Asa's been purposefully trying to avoid mentioning. But we can't forget that Yoru also has her own reasons for doing this, right? So it isn't that it only benefits Asa in the long term. She was also really hoping for Asa to kill her to turn her into a weapon, and now that Asa has every reason to execute her and still feels guilty about doing it, then you can see how this is all falling into place so perfectly for Yoru. And there's also the fact that the Devil Hunter Club had given Asa, Yuko, and Yoshida only 1 week to kill a devil to be allowed to join into the club, and because Yoru and Asa were told that Chainsaw Man was a member of it, it means if they can kill the Justice Devil, it would qualify them to enter, and bringing Yoru that much closer to Denji if he's actually a member of the club. In other words, Yoru isn't only trying to kill Yuko, she's out to kill both her and the Justice Devil altogether, so it's a different situation from what we saw in chapter 98 where Yoru had just killed the class president and the teacher and didn't kill the Justice Devil. And of course, by fighting at the high school, Yoru believes this would force Chainsaw Man to react if and when he notices a devil attack. And what I love about this chapter so much is how Yoru was just complaining in the last chapter about how she isn't stupid, right? And then here we are now, she creates this perfect plan to join the Devil Hunter Club and throw some bait to see if Denji will react. Now ideally, I'm imagining Yoru wants to join the club and learn Chainsaw Man's identity altogether, right? But even if he doesn't react, she would defeat Yuko and the Justice Devil regardless, allowing her to join the club and continue her search for Denji. So she either kills two birds with one stone or only one. It's ultimately a win-win situation for her. But even if she doesn't join the club, Yoru would still be eliminating the one and only person who knows about her and Asa's relationship. So I guess this is also another reason why Asa doesn't try to protest against Yoru's plan, because Yuko could always and easily end up being a threat to her as well if she ever decided to turn on her and report that she has some kind of deal or contract with the War Devil. And it would be a bonus if she could still turn her into a weapon after proving to the Devil Hunter Club that she killed the Justice Devil. So I'm really curious as to how this is all supposed to play out, because on the off chance everything goes according to the plan, then what would Yoru do if she found out Denji was really Chainsaw Man? I mean, I don't think she would outright abandon her plan to kill Yuko and the Justice Devil. I guess she would try to avoid making contact until she's able to form another plan. So something just has to go wrong here, I just don't know what exactly. And it's also really hard what to expect expect because I don't know how wild this fight is gonna get, right? Like, I'm not sure if Fujimoto is down to make a massacre where we see casualties all over the place, but I'm also positive that Yuko is gonna die. It would be more unpredictable than anything else in my opinion if she stays alive, or who knows, maybe she gets arrested and the Justice Devil becomes one of the main villains fighting against Yoru and Denji. We'll have to see. But coming to the end of the chapter, we're seeing the confrontation between Yoru and Yuko here, and after Yoru had explained to her why she has to kill her and reveals that Chainsaw Man goes to their school, Yuko tries to convince her into fighting after she's dealt with Asa's bullies, but Yoru is able to easily catch her slip here. She says, "You're planning to run as soon as you've killed your targets though, since the devil hunters will show up if you take too long. So beat me and kill me then, although that would kill Asa too." So again, Yoru is just playing 4D chess here. She even considered the advantage she would have over Yuko in their potential fight, when she reveals that it's Yuko who's the one who has to hold back. And coming to the end of the chapter here, we see Yoru just staring down at her in her devil transformation. Alright, so this was a really short chapter, but it turns out we're also getting another chapter next week instead of 2 weeks from now, so hopefully that means we're back on the weekly release schedule, especially if this ends up becoming some massive fight. But overall, this was a really good chapter. There was so much to read between the lines here on what Yoru's been planning, and also how she interacts with Asa now as well. It's like they're a lot more cordial with each other now, so it would be interesting to see what Asa is thinking or feeling as the rest of this fight pans out too. I'm also curious to see how Yoru can fight in her current condition, right? And it's not like this is happening anywhere private either. It's in the middle of a hallway, but considering how confident and intelligent Yoru's proven herself to be in this chapter, then I would just have to think she knows what she's doing. And then there's also other factors to consider, like Yoshida or how the Devil Hunter Club might or might not react to seeing this. So I have a lot of questions, as you guys can tell at the moment, but this was all just so good. I can't wait to talk about the next chapter with you guys. But this is where I'm gonna end the video with, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, then make sure you subscribe. I cover the Chainsaw Man manga here on the channel, so make sure to subscribe to stay updated. But before I end the video, I just want to give a very special thanks to the channel's patrons: Iron, Justin, Nix EXP, Paranormal Beluga, Jedi Knight 104, Peduko, and Malekith. Thank you so much for the support, guys. You guys are the best. And like always, for anyone else who's interested, you can sign up too and get into the monthly Q&A I do here on the channel. I'll be posting the next one up sometime at the start of November, so from now until the end of October, feel free to consider joining. You would also be helping me out a lot here in a massive way and get a special shout out like this in every single video. The link will be in the description below, or you could just search it yourself at patreon.com/Izanami. But other than that, guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. I would greatly appreciate it, and feel free to comment down below what your thoughts are on this week's chapter, anything you agreed or disagreed with, and yeah, have a great day.